happy and a vibrant day. Myself Sushmita Sahu, and today I am going to take science of class 7th with special reference to NCERT, the chapter 11, transportation in animal and plants. Now, we all know the meaning of transportation, don't we? Transport, that is moving of one thing to another part, you know, like we say bus, we commute with bus or we by train. This is our means of transportation. Now what happens, how the food which we are eating or how the oxygen which we are inhaling, how does it move to all our part of the body? And the waste, how the waste from all the part of the body is collected and it is excreted. That is what we are going to learn in this chapter. So, if you like my video, kindly subscribe for it and don't forget to press the bell icon. So, let's start with transportation and animals. So, you all know what is there now. Let us think. पूरे body में कौन सी एक ऐसी चीज है जो पूरे body में हमारे घूम रही है? Transportation के लिए घूमना तो उसको जरूरी है. Yes, you are correct. It is blood. So, all the transportation has to happen by blood. Now, what happens? The function of transport substances and together form the circulatory system. That is, all the capillaries and the blood and all, they form the circulatory system. And now, let us read first thing is about blood and then we will read about the circulatory system. So, let us have the blood. What do we know about the blood? Now, blood flows in and out of our body and blood flows throughout our body. And how does blood carry various substances? Blood is a liquid which has cells of various kinds suspended in it. So, let us study that first. The fluid part of the blood is called plasma. What is plasma? It is the fluid part of the blood, and in this it has red blood cells. These red blood cells contain red pigments and that is called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transported to all parts of the body and ultimately to all the cell. That is, RBC is helping us with the transportation of oxygen. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiency to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. The presence of hemoglobin makes the blood appear red. Always remember, the red color of blood is due to hemoglobin. Now, we come to the second type of cells present in the plasma of blood. That is white blood cells. White blood cells, WBC, these fight with the germs that may enter our body. So, they are our army in the blood. Then we have platelets. Platelets in the blood, this helps of clotting of blood. अगर कट जाता और ब्लड बहने लगता है तो फिर रुकने के लिए भी तो उसको कोई चीज चाहिए ना. And this is what platelets, this helps the blood to clot. Now let us see what all vessels are in the blood. Yes, so there are arteries. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all parts of the body. You can see arteries, they are the red colored ones on the screen. They carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all part of the body. Since the blood flows in rapid and at a high pressure, the arteries have thick elastic wall. Always remember, arteries have thick elastic wall. And what are veins? Veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart or back to the heart. The veins have the thin walls. There are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only in upward direction towards the heart. Do you get this point? The veins are thin walled because they are carrying the blood upward and they have walls, while as arteries are thick walled and they are carrying the oxygen rich blood. Now you should know the term pulse. The throbbing is called, our heart throbs and this is called pulse, and how many times it is beating per minute, that is called the pulse rate. The thin tube-like structure of the blood is called capillaries. Now let us come to know what is heart. So here we see a section of human heart. The red color represents the pure blood, that is oxygen rich blood, and the blue color represents carbon dioxide rich blood. See the human heart. The heart has 4 chambers. see there are 4 chambers. The upper chamber is, the 2 upper chambers are called arteria, singular is arterium, and the 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. You can see there 2 arteria is there and the ventricles. The partition between the chambers helps to avoid mixing of the blood, which blood? The one rich in oxygen and the one that is rich in carbon dioxide. And you can see the arrow mark there, that will show how the blood comes and how it is pumped out of the heart. These arrows are very important, you should see them, and how it is pumped out. These arrows shows the direction of the blood flow from the heart to the lungs. See, actually heart is just the pumping machine. All the procedure of rich carbon dioxide rich and oxygen rich is taking place where? It is taking place in the lungs. A heart is just pumping the blood. It is just a pumping station. वो और कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. जो भी ऑक्सीजन रिच हो रहा है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिच हो रहा है ब्लड, वो सब कहाँ पे होता है? It happens in your lungs. I am sure कोई भी ये नहीं कहेगा कि ब्लड हार्ट में जाके it becomes oxygen rich and carbon dioxide rich. No, that will happen in your lungs, because we exhale carbon dioxide and we take in oxygen, and where all our taking in is going, it is going to our lungs, and there the exchange takes. From there the blood holds the oxygen, takes it to the heart, and then it is pumped to our body. So this is how the blood pumps throughout our body. Hope this is very clear. If not, then you can put it in the comment section. Now we come to the next thing, next part of the lesson. There are toxics produced in our body, and these toxins is needed to be removed from our body. The process of removal of waste produced in the cell of the living organism is called excretion. The parts involved in the excretion is called excretory system. Now the excretory system in our blood, in our body, is done by the kidneys. There are 2 kidneys in our body. You can see the bean shaped, it has been deformed in the structure, but it is a bean shaped structure, and we have got 2 kidneys, and these kidneys have many blood vessels. When the blood reaches the 2 kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substances. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The waste dissolved in water are removed in the form of urine. From the kidney, the urine goes into the urinary bladder through tube like urethra. Here urethra is not marked, but the lower structure in the white color you can see, that is the urethra. It is stored in the bladder and is passed out through the urinary opening. And at the end of the muscular tube, is called urethra. The kidneys, uterus, ureter, bladder and urethra forms the excretory system. Here in the diagram you can see the brown colors are the kidneys, then you have the ureter, the brown color tube like structure which is connecting you to the white color, that is urethra, and the opening is called urinary opening. So this is your excretory system. And now let's come to the transportation in in plants. Now transportation of water and mineral has to be taken in plants. You all know that this function will be done. Now we are supplying all the water and all the minerals to the soil. So it has to go against the gravity, it has to go upwards for the transportation. Now the cells, here you can see very well explained in this diagram that how the root carries the water to the top. From cell to cell the water flows making a tube like structure, and then it is carried to the xylem and the phloem, which is not yet in your course, later you will be knowing it. Plants absorb water and minerals by the roots. The roots have root hair. The root hair increases the surface area of the root for the absorption of water and mineral nutrients dissolved in water. The root hair is in contact with the water present between the soil particles. Well understood that root hair increases the area of absorption. Now what happens? Plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from the soil. The vessels are made up made up of special cells forming a vascular tissue. A tissue is a group of cells performing the same or specialized function. The vascular tissue for the transport of water and nutrient in the plants are called xylem. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connects roots to the leaves through the stem and branches. This transport water to the entire plant. And now how does the food is being transported? Similarly, the food is transported, and the tissues which work for transportation of food is called phloem. The food has to transport it to all the parts of the plant. This is done by a vascular tissue called phloem. I'm sure you might have understood this, and if you have any problem, please put it in the comment box. With this, I would like to take